Well, hello everybody. We've had a really busy couple of months in December and January here, so I'll try to catch you up on what all has been happening and what's going on in the future. First of all, we had a couple of missionary families that came and stayed by us for a time during this period, and one of them helped us out a lot with looking at the tractor and deciding what we needed to do on that. We got a new roof put on the storage container out here so it's not leaking water into it so much, so the tools are protected. And then the other family that was here helped us out with building a roller to roll the airstrip. Once we start working on resurfacing that, putting some new clay and loam on that, we're gonna be able to smooth that out and flatten it with that roller. Okay, something else that we've run into lately is that the airport in Georgetown does not like us fueling our aircraft there with bottles of gasoline. And so here we are having to get the fuel here in Bethany so that the airplane can fly here and fuel up. And we've been working on transporting the fuel up here in drums, trying to find an efficient way to do that. And it's taken me a lot of time. But I think we've figured out a system that may be able to start working more efficiently soon. Another opportunity that I had was to go down and work for the health post a little bit. The health post here in the village has a power system, but when the government came in and put a new roof on the building, they didn't bother to put up the solar panels. So I heard that the midwife and health worker had not been able to use power, and she actually had to deliver a baby using flashlights one night. So I decided I would go down there and help her out and get the solar panels installed on her roof and hooked up and such. So that's something that I've been able to do to help out in the community here. So I mentioned the tractor earlier. That is the tractor that actually belongs to Bethany Medical Missionary College right next door to us. We were needing to use that to do some work on the airstrip and to move some sand and other materials for the hangar floor project, and so we needed to get it working, and turns out there was quite a number of things wrong with it. We had some problems with the drive gears in the front end. It's a four-wheel drive tractor. A couple of the gears were broken, and once we got into it, we found that there was a whole bunch more gears broken, so that's sitting and waiting for us to get the parts down here and get that fixed. Another blessing that we have had recently is that we received an ATV, a Yamaha four-wheeler, from one of the other projects here in Guyana. Unfortunately, it was not in an operational condition. It needs some major work done on the engine and some brakes and tires and other small things to be done on it. So it's a blessing, but we still need a lot of work to be done on it, and we're praying that we have the funding to purchase the parts that we need to get that operational by the time we come back. So on the airplane front, we have a couple of airplanes sitting out in the interior with some engine troubles. One of them was the aircraft that Todd Anderson had been working on at November 9113 Mike. That one I went out and did some work on, and I got it operating and went to test fly it. And we planned on doing a couple of hours of flying, and I was up there in the air and just had the impression that God was telling me, you should probably go down and check it out, just look over some things. It had only been about 40 minutes of flying time. Things seemed to be going fine, but I thought, okay, well, I'll listen to that voice and go ahead and land. And as I pulled the throttle back to enter the pattern to land, I heard a terrible grinding noise in the engine, and by the time I was touching down, it was even worse, and as I was rolling out on the runway, the engine just completely stopped. And I couldn't restart it. The starter was not operational or anything like that. So unfortunately, that aircraft, we ended up taking the engine off of it and disassembling it and sending it back to the States to get overhauled. On the home front, we have still a number of projects to do on the house, but one thing that we have managed to get done is getting a tub installed partially. It's not permanently installed, but it's in and we're using it at least. We have a tub in our bathroom. So instead of using the little tiny wash tub that we had, we actually have a full-size tub that we can actually sit in and bathe. So that has been a blessing to get that installed. You may hear in the background the noise of the wood miser. We got the wood miser operational, and that is right now cutting wood for a house for Uncle David. He's going to be building a house alongside the airstrip near our house here. We hope to be able to use the wood miser in the future as well for other construction projects. We have planned at least another house for some more missionaries and some other rooms so that short-term missionaries and the pilots that come in can have a place to stay. Those are projects that we're looking at in the future here. We had the privilege of being involved with transporting a number of local people from the village here out to the village of Paramakatoy and Tusaneng. And they did a mission trip out there. They have been reaching out to the Amerindian communities out there to do vacation Bible school and some cooking classes and things there. And we're looking forward to supporting them more. They have plans to go back later this year, and we're looking to support them with our aviation project.
I just want to say on behalf of our group that went out to Paramakatoy, a big thank you to those who supported in our transportation to have the airplanes take all our supplies and half of our team out to Paramakatoy and back. We look forward for your support so that the gospel can be taken not only to Paramakatoy but to other villages that need the Lord. Thank you in a big way. And may God bless you as you continue to give liberally towards His cause. God bless you.
And if you would like to support that work that they're doing, specifically let us know and we can tell you how to make that happen. Many of you might already know, but for those of you who haven't heard yet, we are returning to the U.S. in 1 week from today that I'm recording this. We have some special news that we have another addition to our family coming, and so we'll be going back to the state of Washington to work with the midwife that helped us with Kara's birth, and so we'll have another child coming along very soon. So stay tuned for that news when that happens. Otherwise, we want to thank everybody who's supporting us down here and making this work that we're doing here possible. And we look forward to doing more work and having more news in the future as to what's going on and where we're moving forward and taking the gospel to the interior of Guyana.